Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a little while, but I'm back now, and I'll be uploading once a week unless something major happens that I have to cover. So today we're going to be talking about something really big, the final Trio Div Cup of the season, and maybe even the last one of the year. So this is big because it's basically the last practice for globals. Most of our LAN teams did qualify, except one really surprising trio, SETI, Yapko, and Panzer. I mean, they haven't made a single Div Cup this entire season, which means they're coming into LAN with way less practice than other teams. So let's jump right into the predictions and who I think will top 5 in the Div Cup, starting with EU. For first place, I have to go with Queasy, Swizzy, and Merstache. They already won week 2, and honestly, I think they're winning back-to-back. Their drop is the strongest on the map, one of them. They've got some of the best surge trading options out there, and when you look at their week 2 performance, they just look so full of control on height. Queasy is one of the best IGLs in the game, and he holds height perfectly. They look flawless, and Merstache is one of the best mechanical players out there. Swizzy's always playing that support role, and when you put all of them together, they're looking LAN ready already. So I'd be shocked if they don't get top 3, but for me, they're my favorite to win. Second place, I got an underrated pick, Pix, Darm, and Demas. Now, this team is really underrated. They placed second last week, right behind Queasy, and this time they're going into finals uncontested at globals. That's actually massive for them. What I really like about this team is how consistent they are at getting surge. They trade tags with other teams around them, but they're also a really scary fighting team. And in my opinion, this team is really slept on, and they don't get the hype that other trios do, especially when you come down that it's a LAN team, and they're one of the scariest underdog trios out there. That's why I got them in second. So for third place, I'm going with the non-LAN team, Combat Shark and Blaha. I'm not going to talk about this trio too much, just because it's not a LAN team, and I'm really focusing on LAN because it's literally just next week. This trio didn't even make grands last season, but now they're making a serious comeback. They've already got a first and a fifth place in the Div Cups this season, and I think they'll have another strong showing. The reason is simple. They got a lot of surge options, just the same as last week. They know exactly which teams they can trade with, and it's really impressive how they turn things around. So for fourth place, I'm going with the LAN team, Veno, Vico, and Flixie. I mean, this team has been going up and down this season, and practically all chapter. I mean, they're unconned at Canyon, but it's not a guarantee that it stays the same for Global, since Kyoto actually is landing there for Asia Finals. This team's biggest issue isn't their mechanics or anything, it's actually their vibes. When this team is tilted, it shows, and they struggle to stay consistent, but recently they've looked much better, especially this week. Both in the Eval Cup and the Div Cup Opens, they looked really good, and if they keep their good vibes going, this team has insane potential. They've got third-party opportunities at Shoguns if they want to, and they can even pad onto the Ferdoxy and Tayson fight. It is risky, but it shows how much control they have over that south area. So fifth place, to round out my top 5, I've got Mr. Savage, Chap, and Rezon. This team has been looking way better since last season. They've placed 5th and 6th in the 2 Div Cups already, so they're right there. And the only concern I have for them is their mid-game aggression. Not even mid-game, but also end-game aggression. Sometimes they're just a little bit too eager to take fights and do damage, which might hurt them at LAN, especially against better trios. But in these Div Cups, I actually think the aggression works in their favor. They're near Queasy. They have lots of surge trading options. They can third-party the Whiffy Warp Split, the contested teams. And if they play their game out perfectly, don't get greedy, they can easily top 5. So I'm going to talk about some wildcard teams. So, of course, there are going to be wildcard teams. And I have to mention Kami, Hari, and iDrop. They could definitely place well. They have struggled last week, but they have tons of surge options. Just look at that side of the map, and they look really solid in the Eval Cup. Also, another team, Malibuca, Ping, and Walks, are definitely interesting. It's their first Div Cup finals this entire season, so they're under a lot of pressure to perform, but I think they can do it. And then there's also that Ferdoxy and Tayson fight at Rangers Ruin. Last week, Tayson came out on top, destroying them 5-0, but I actually think it'll be closer this week, maybe a 3-3. If Ferdoxy can turn things around, since he's like known as the off-bond king, people will stop doubting them. But if they lose badly, we'll have to see what happens at LAN, because it could look bad. So onto NA. My top pick, of course, has to be Acorn Agers and Pollo. I mean, they're one of the favorites going into LAN, and Peterbot is contested. So I think Acorn's trio just go back to back and win another week. They're consistent, and they know how to play endgame and mid game almost better than anyone. And they're one of the safest picks you can make. So in second place, I've got Kanata, Bolts, and Rapid. This team has been really solid since last season, and even though there's some beef with clicks, I don't think they're going to fully 3v3 every fight, just trade a little damage. What makes this trio strong is actually their flexibility and how they can adapt really well to any situation, especially with the clicks situation. And I mean, Kanata has a lot of experience with adapting for his drop spots. I don't think they'll win, but they can definitely top 3. So for third place, I got Reek, Cooper, and Curly. I mean, they've gone under the radar this season. They're landing uncontested at first order base, which is actually a really good spot. It's not the strongest for the surge options, but this trio has a lot of mechanical skill, and they can make it work. They can third-party fights below them, and they can trade surge pretty well with other LAN teams. So fourth place, I'm going with Mud Shadow and Sphinx. So I know this trio hasn't been looking the best this season, but I think it's the final Div Cup they will lock in, and it's their final chance to make something big before LAN, and I think they can do it. Their mechanics are solid, their rotations just need to be a bit better, and if they can fix that, they're a top 5 team easily. So for fifth place, we have Clicks, Iamzo, and Higgs. Their POI has been nerfed a lot in the recent update, but I still think they can top 5. They have lots of surge options nearby, but the real question is, like, how much are they going to key Kanata every game? And if they do, it's really going to hurt both their teams' placements. If they just play smart and focus on their own game, I think they can easily top 5. So for my wildcard teams on NA, of course, the biggest storyline on NA right now is Peterbot versus Epic Whale off spawn at Dystopia. I don't have Pete in my top 5 just because I don't know how this off spawn fight will work. If they are just going to split, I think Peterbot can easily top 2, even win against Acorn. But both these teams, we don't know yet. It's our first showing. So I actually think it'll be a 4-2 going for Peterbot. But if he dominates the fight, like a 5-1, even a 6-0, then Epic Whale might actually leave, and it'll be looking great for Peterbot going into LAN. Either way, it's one of the most hyped storylines to watch out this week. I also want to quickly shout out Chimp and Rise's team. They're not LAN qualified, but they've just been looking really good, sneaking into the top 5. But just for this video, I just want to focus mostly on our LAN teams. So those are my predictions for the final Trio Div Cup. For EU, I still got Queasy's and Acorn's team taking home first place again back-to-back. But honestly, with the off-spawn fights and the crazy storylines, that's not all we should be watching. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think? Who do you think is going to win this week? Drop your predictions down in the comments. And like I said, I'll be uploading weekly now, covering everything competitive Fortnite-wise. So if you want to stay updated on all the storylines going for LAN, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.